If you've been gardening long enough, you've probably met the heartbreak of dead soil, that stubborn patch where nothing grows, the bed that once thrived but now looks dull, compacted, and tired, the seedlings that sprout, just to sit there, frozen in time, as if the soil has lost its soul. I've been there, and the truth is, you can't fix dead soil with fertilizer alone, because fertilizers feed plants, not soil life. What soil really needs is life, movement, microscopic activity. It needs a living community that rebuilds structure, unlocks nutrients, and kickstarts growth. And that's where this microbe-rich brew comes in. In today's Soil Stories feature, we're diving deep into a simple, powerful, homemade microbial solution that can revive even the most exhausted soil, fast. This is not a miracle potion or a trendy hack. It's real biology, real regeneration, and real results you can see in your garden within days. Let's get into it. The heart of healthy soil, it's all about the microbes. Healthy soil is like a bustling city beneath your feet. Billions of tiny organisms, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, nematodes, live, eat, breathe, multiply, and die in a cycle that constantly releases plant-available nutrients. When this underground city is thriving, plants respond almost immediately. Deeper roots, fuller leaves, intense color, and natural resistance to pests. But, when soil dies, it's usually because the microbial population collapses. This happens due to chemical overuse, erosion, compaction, drought, or simply years of heavy planting without giving the soil anything back. The structure breaks down, nutrients get locked up, organic matter stops decomposing, everything just stalls. Rebuilding soil life doesn't require expensive products, it requires reintroducing beneficial organisms in a form that they can multiply quickly, and that's exactly what this microbe-rich brew does. You're not just adding microbes, you're waking up the entire soil ecosystem. The microbial brew, what it is and why it works. So, this brew, often called an activated microbial solution, is really a living liquid, just packed with beneficial bacteria, fungi, and all sorts of nutrient-cycling organisms. You make it by fermenting natural ingredients that microbes love, like carbohydrates, minerals, organic residues, and of course, a starter culture. Once fermented, the brew becomes a powerhouse of microscopic activity. When you pour it onto dead or depleted soil, it acts like a spark that reignites soil life. The microbes multiply rapidly, breaking down organic matter, binding soil particles, improving water retention, and freeing up nutrients that were trapped in the soil. The beauty of this microbe-rich brew is that it works with your soil, not against it. It enhances the biology that already exists, even if that biology is barely hanging on. So, think of it as calling back the microorganisms from their hiding places and, honestly, giving them a feast. And believe me, when microbes feast, plants thrive. Ingredients you need, and honestly, they're all readily available. You don't need lab equipment or specialty products. Most of this can be found right in your kitchen or your garden shed. The essential ingredients are a carbohydrate source, a material rich in natural microbes, a little organic matter for the microbes to feed on, water, preferably non-chlorinated, and a container to ferment in. The carbohydrate source wakes up the microbes, the microbial starter introduces beneficial organisms, the organic matter gives them long-term food, and water becomes the environment where everything multiplies. The fermentation process transforms these simple ingredients into a microbial super brew, alive, active, and ready to restore soil life. How to prepare your microbe-rich brew. This is where the magic begins. Preparing this brew is almost like crafting a traditional fermented drink, only, well, this one is for your soil. Start by mixing your carbohydrate source in water until it's fully dissolved. This gives your microbes instant energy the moment they wake up. Then add your microbial starter, which introduces a diverse community of beneficial organisms. These may include lactic acid bacteria, wild yeasts, and other friendly microbes naturally present in compost materials. Once your ingredients are combined, cover your container loosely to allow gases to escape. Let the mixture ferment in a warm, shaded area for several days. During this time, the microbes multiply by the billions. You may see bubbles, foam, or even notice a sweet sour smell. Those are all signs that your brew is alive and active. When fermentation slows and the smell becomes pleasant and stable, your brew is ready. Just stir it, strain it if necessary, and prepare to apply it to your soil. How this brew revives dead soil fast. The moment the microbe-rich brew touches your soil, several things happen at once. First, microbes spread rapidly into the soil structure. They begin breaking down hardened areas, creating pores and channels that improve aeration. This alone can transform compacted soil within a short period. Alright, so, next up, the microbes feed on organic matter, converting it into plant-available nutrients. This means, instead of dumping chemical fertilizers on your soil, you're creating a natural nutrient factory right beneath the surface. Within just a few days, the soil becomes softer, darker, and more crumbly. It starts smelling like earth again, not dry dust. And that, my friends, is the aroma of microbial activity. Now, the roots respond immediately. Plants may start showing new leaves, better color, and stronger growth because they're finally tapping into a living soil ecosystem instead of a dead substrate. It's quite remarkable to witness. What I truly love about this brew is its speed. While compost can take months to decompose and rebuild soil, this living solution begins working almost instantly. The microbes keep multiplying long after you've applied them, improving the soil week after week. It's a continuous process that just keeps getting better. Where and how to use it in your garden. This brew can be used anywhere your soil needs a boost. Garden beds, container plants, lawns, fruit trees, and even recovering plant roots all benefit. For soil restoration, the best application is directly onto the soil surface, followed by a light watering to help the microbes move deeper. For tired garden beds, apply the brew weekly at first, then monthly once the soil stabilizes. In containers, it brings back structure and fertility to potting mixes that have been used repeatedly. Many gardeners are surprised at how quickly old containers respond once microbial life is restored. And for anyone growing vegetables, this brew can be the difference between sad, slow plants and vigorous growth powered by living soil. Why your soil will keep getting better over time. One of the most rewarding parts of using a microbe-rich brew is watching the transformation happen. The soil becomes easier to work with, water infiltration improves, organic matter decomposes more efficiently, and plants begin to rely less on store-bought fertilizers. This is what true soil regeneration looks like. Microbes build long-term resilience in your soil. Their activity creates humus, stabilizes nutrients, supports root health, and protects your plants from disease. Every time you add this brew, you're adding more diversity and strength to your underground ecosystem. Your soil doesn't just come back to life, it actually becomes better than before. A personal note from Soil Stories. I've used many garden tricks over the years, but honestly nothing compares to seeing dead soil wake up again because of living microbes. It's almost like watching your garden breathe again. Once you see this kind of transformation, you never go back to gardening without microbe support. And that's really what Soil Stories is all about, sharing the secrets that bring gardens back to life, one bed at a time. Final call to action. If this guide helped you, or got you excited to try this microbe-rich brew in your own garden, make sure to subscribe to Soil Stories, like the video, and share it with a fellow gardener who might be struggling with tired soil. The more people bring life back to their soil, the more beautiful gardens we'll see across the world. Let's keep growing, together.